What is poppin'? It is Heat Check. Welcome on in. It's the first episode. You've probably seen us do a few podcasts, Thursday night football and whatnot, but now we're kicking off Heat Check, which will be us three. We've all known each other since what age? Art, I knew you since third grade.
Probably earlier.
Jake, I've known you since
well, I've known Zachariah since about Pinto and baseball. That's how we all became friends. ECYB. Yeah,
So
me and Artie were close around 8 years old. I met Zach before that, but yeah, we've known each other forever.
So welcome on in. He is Jake Lucas. This is all under the Humm Daddies umbrella. He will still be doing the OG Humm Daddies podcast, but he's also going to be a part of this podcast. We almost called it crossover, and we could have had Jake in the middle doing the crossover because he's going to be doing both casts. But that is big Artavon Daveron. Yes, his name is a what? I always forget the name of that term.
Anagram.
Anagram. His name is an anagram. That means you don't need to add or subtract any letters to spell his first name and his last name, Artavon Daveron. This is Heat Check. This is what we're going to do. It's going to look a little bit like NBA Jam, but this is not strictly an NBA podcast. We're going to be doing football, baseball, a little bit of golf, soccer, tennis, and stuff, and hockey that I'm going to want to throw in. We all know Jake is a hardcore Teal, and if you don't know what Teal is, that's the San Jose Sharks fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be giving you some A's stuff, even though they're in Sacramento and about to be in Las Vegas. These guys are hardcore Giants fans and Niners fans. He's a Chiefs fan, sort of. I'm a Dolphins fan, sort of. The Suns are surprising this year, so I might be sprinkling a little bit of that in. The Dolphins, who's going to be their next head coach? Who knows? Who cares? But we're just going to be giving you the wacky world of sports, and you're going to hear a bunch of banter and shit talking from three guys that have known each other since we were less than double-digit years old. What's going on, gentlemen? Let's kick this thing off right.
Yeah, what's going on is I'm happy to be here. I'm part of the Humm Daddies original. And, of course, we've had you guys featured on a bunch of stuff. We've had this three. It's not a new trio we have here. Mind the trio term. But
for those we
podcasted quite a bit in during the football season for Thursday Night Live. We do Warriors updates, Dub Nation, post games. And it's just good to be with you guys on an official podcast. We have our friends here for an official podcast on the Humm Daddies Network. How are you, Art?
I'm pumped, man.
Art. What's poppin', Art?
I'm pumped, man. I'm just looking forward to talking Bay Area sports. Zach really undersold the fact that I'm like kind of a Chiefs fan. Nah, man. We're diehard Bay fans for some sports. We're diehard weird-ass Phoenix Sun and Dolphins fans for other sports. For me, it's the Chiefs. We got all sorts of allegiances in this podcast. And so we're not going to sugarcoat nothing. Patty Mahomes all day. He's working on that ACL. He's going to come back strong. But, yeah, we're looking forward to talking some Niners.
Yeah, the only reason, Art, before we get into it, and we're going to do a bunch of stuff. We're going to preview the game against Seattle towards the end of the show. We're going to do my favorite segment, which is the word, where you go around the wacky world of sports. So basically it's anything that's sports related, but it's a crazy story, not necessarily X's and O's. We're going to get to the word. We're going to get into the coach, the coaching carousel that's going on. And we're going to recap the Niners game against the Eagles, stole the champions' hearts in their home. We're going to get to that in a second. But Art, real quick, the only reason why I said slight weight Chiefs fan, you keep forgetting the conversation that you had with me where you basically were saying it's all over and there's nothing but you're basically saying that the Patty Mahomes Chiefs era is Tostitos. I think you're forgetting that phone call. Maybe it was late at night. Maybe you don't remember, but you basically just said that you're done with them.
No, we got to figure out a way for you to really understand me when we talk, It feels like we have these conversations. I say things to you, and your takeaway is a little different than what I thought I delivered. And what I
Escuchar.
Is this thing on? I hear you.
Escuchar. No, listen. What I'm saying? Yeah. Artie needs you to listen.
He's saying listen in Spanish.
I got Jake, good try. We're gonna need to shut that down for a moment. Escuchar.
All right, my bad, Art.
Mi amor. All I told you is that come 2030, I believe that's the year, maybe 2032, whenever these Kansas City Chiefs are supposed to move into some freaking dome, I might just be like, I'm about to just roll with my son, roll with my daughter, and start.
Gang, Niner gang.
Because the Kansas City Chiefs, not at Arrowhead, not what I've rooted for since I was 10 years old, seems very, very questionable. I really am weirdly anti-turf NFL, and watching it go all turf is really hard.
Yeah, and not just that, Art. Not only that they're not going to be in the environment and in the in the elements that you're used to, they're not even going to be in Missouri. They're going to be in the state of Kansas, and it's all money grabbing. It's all a bunch of BS. So I'm with you on that. But let's get to the main thing, which is now a couple days old, but still, people are tuning in, still reacting, still rejoicing to the Niners beating the Eagles in Philadelphia. Now, mind you, the Niners Week 1 starters have only played 50% of the team's total snaps on offense and defense. And now you lose Kittle to an Achilles injury. Nonetheless, with your 4th, 5th, and 6th string linebackers, with a D-line that's banged up and missing your star edge rusher in Bosa, missing arguably the best linebacker in all of the NFL in Warner, regardless of all of this. Ayuk not playing a snap all year long. Pretty Ricky, your second-year guy, being out. Despite all of that, the Niners go into Philadelphia and win that game. Now, before I toss it to you, and Jake, I want you to go first and give me your reaction to what went down. I will say this. That was we joke about this in our fantasy football league. I'm not going to get into fantasy football because nobody cares about your fantasy football team, but we joke about this on the thread. What's the word that we use when we think that somebody got really lucky or was very fortunate? What's that C word that we use? Charmed. That was a very charmed game for the 49ers. And I would argue, not to be a hater, I'm not trying to be the guy that goes against the Niners. That was a gutsy win. Salute to Brock being able to move past those two interceptions early. Salute to Shanahan for coming up with a game plan, especially the first scripted 20 plays or whatever. And salute to all the backups and all the guys that ended up in getting that gritty win. But I will say that was a charmed W, and one that I think cannot probably be replicated when they go to Seattle. But just your thoughts on the game, Jake. We watched it together.
Well,
your overall thoughts.
I think it can be replicated. I think it's kind of been a blueprint for the Niners with Purdy in the playoffs. I think there's been a lot of games like that. If you remember the run to the Super Bowl, dude was down big to Green Bay and the Lions and won both the games in the second half. And it's different than what we're used to with Shanahan and co. But I just want to give credit to Saleh because, as you know, people who watch us religiously know, and what up, Rags? What up, Dom? What up, Ash Keezy? What up, everyone checking in? I'm not a huge Shanahan guy. I mean, obviously, he's a really good head coach. The label of genius that's thrown around at him is nonsense, in my opinion. I think it reeks of being it's nepotism. They got Mike Shanahan's a genius, okay? Not Kyle. Mike Shanahan's a genius. And where the hell is Brian Robinson Jr.? We need him against the Seahawks. That's the first thing I'll say. I'll step it back there, and we'll get into that later. But Purdy's not going to have those chances every game to just throw two blatant, terrible picks. I mean, he has brass ones, and I really appreciate his effort. I think, Niners had some really good moments. They had some really bad moments, but I give it to Robert Saleh for the win, man. That he had dudes that were on the streets a few days before. Number 49, our boy number 49. I don't even want to call him by his name. He's number 49 to me and forever.
And real quick, Art, before you go, Jake sent a stat over that he wanted me to read off. First 4 seasons as a starter for playoff wins. Mahomes 8, Brady 7, Russell Wilson 7, Kenny Stabler 6, and Brock 6.
Purdy 6. with
so
a chance to go
top
to 7.
5 in terms of most playoff wins in first 4 seasons as a starter.
I mean, that's what goes. I think that goes to what I always say about the Niners, man. It's just like every time I see them play, I kind of think they're going to win because, like, those are the teams that you're going to see that kind of number with. Like, the Niners are just legit, and whoever they play, they're never going to be out of it. And I think if you're never going to be out of it, you're always going to be like, I'm not laughing at myself. I was going to say you're always going to be in it. But, like, if you're always in it, you're
it's
going to
true.
win a lot,
I mean,
right?
how many times have they gotten blown out?
That's what I mean. And they got a quarterback in Brock who is never going to – it reminds me a little of Patty. He's not as vocal as Patty, but I know that Brock Purdy doesn't think they're done if they're down 17, right? Like, I kind of know, and they haven't even dealt with that too much, but you can just tell the type of dude Purdy is that he's just going to go grind for the whole game. I wanted to rewind for a second because I got one thing that I think Jake needs to answer to, and Dave has actually just chatted it before I had a chance. So we're on the same page, Dave. I want to know, you gave Shanny a hard time right here. You said everyone's calling him a genius.
He always gives him a hard time. Nobody hates Shanny more than Jake.
I don't hate him. Don't hate him.
Hey, time out. So I understand your main beef with him, right? So we're not going to try to rehash that right now. We know that you think he's a little bit of a head case, but you just said you're hearing the national media call him a genius, and you kind of went in on him just sort of matter-of-factly, as he's not that, and you went for Saleh.
Gave love to his dad, not him.
I want to ask you just flat out, like, how many coaches are you willing to fire Shanahan for? Like, how many coaches are there that you would just say, get rid of Shanahan and replace him with that coach? Like, are you doing that like snap of the fingers with Vrabel?
No, fool.
Are you doing that with Ben Johnson? Are you like, which ones? Because then I agree. Give me one more second. I agree he might not be a genius, but there ain't no geniuses. And if there are geniuses, he's on the verge of one of those dudes that schemes shit up and really does his thing. So I just want to hear where you're at, other than the head case, because I get where you're going with the head case thing.
I'm not saying he needs to be fired. Me and you have had this conversation. There's a lot of gray area. Just because I criticize a coach and the way he's covered and the way the narrative is, regards him as, doesn't mean I think he should be fired. I think Kyle Shanahan is a very good NFL head coach. I don't think he deserves the constant praise he gets no matter what. And look at this squad last year. We had the same offense. Like the talent was there, and he went 6-11 because Robert Saleh now is the defensive coordinator, dog. That's the difference. Robert Saleh has had a bunch of losers off the street become winners overnight.
But similarly, and I do think there's a little, I don't know if it's chicken and the egg, if that's the right comparison, but like if we go to the Chiefs and go opposite timeline, right? We got Andy Reid had Bieniemy, and he's winning Super Bowls.
God, you and Bieniemy, enough.
Well, give me a sec, because then he goes Nagy and he's losing. So is Andy Reid no good? Because he lost once he lost his offensive coordinator. He went from winning every year to now his offense went from top 5 every year to number 9 to number 25 to number 26 since Nagy became coordinator. And so similarly, you're saying that about Saleh. I'm just saying that's part of being a coach. You hire a staff, you rely on your staff. That's part of it. If Shanahan's smart enough, Shanahan is running an operation where defensive coordinators and offensive coordinators are getting poached. Niners are getting draft picks compensated because of that. And then they're coming back to the team. I mean, Lord knows if the Niners can get McDaniel next year, the whole crew's back. Let's go McDaniel, Saleh, and Shanahan. My point is, I don't know. Like, I'm with you on the Shanahan kind of like is in his head. I sort of like fully agree with that take. But I also have Shanahan, and it just didn't sound like that's what you were describing, as a very clear top-end NFL coach.
So I try to nag him as much as I can because of all the positive coverage. That doesn't mean – I'm being a little unfair to the little fella, but I think he is overall a very good head coach. I think he's an overrated head coach. I think he's a very good NFL head coach, and I do not wish to fire him. As Don Peralta said, it helps having big, dudes in the room, real men in the room like Saleh to check little Shanny once in a while. So thank you, Robert Saleh. I hope we pay you twice what we pay Shanahan to keep you as a D coordinator. And if he has to be our head coach, so be it. D'Amico, I think, would be more of a
D'Amico, man. I love D'Amico.
D'Amico was a stud with Shanahan, and Shanahan knows talent. He knows coaching talent too. Like, I get it. He can understand talent. He knows how to scheme. He's not like some moron. I get that. But to your point, yeah, I think he's a head case, and that's the only beef I've had with him. He should have already won the Niners a Super Bowl.
And look, I would say this. Up 28-3 in the Super Bowl in the second half and losing that, and then all of the double-digit second half leads that he's blown. I mean, there's no doubt that there is room for criticism. So I can understand how you could be hot and cold. I would just say this, Jake. We only hear the vitriol. And I think you only throw out the bad stuff because you only hear the good stuff. But you never give him any love. Like, even after that game, it wasn't like you were giving Shanny love. I think
he's had a good season. Love. Solid season, Shanny. Attaboy. Good job.
Anyways, how about DeMarcus freaking Robinson? Huh? What in the bleep was,
Chief in the house?
What in the bleep was that? What was that?
He's a Studebaker, baby. That's a Kansas City
Apparently.
Chief. He got the tutelage of Andy Reid. He got the benefits of being around Patty Mahomes, Travis Kelce. Come on, of course he's going to.
His player props weren't even available, Z. That's on my site. They weren't even available.
I was pumped watching D-Rob. When I was at the Warriors game, D-Rob was at the game, and crowd showed D-Rob and Sky Moore, and the crowd, like, barely applauded. They're like, who? Like, what? They're like, Niners wide receivers are in the house. And I was like, hey, this is a real testament to Chase Center. Like, good on you. You don't even know who the F these two dudes are. Who are, like, frankly, key contributors to a team if you're a real follower, and like nobodies if you're not, right? Like everybody knows they both have roles on the Niners, whether it's backup, whether it's punt return, kick return. Anyway, I was just laughing, and then you get that out of D-Rob, man. I enjoyed
six for $111 and a tutty. And how about the huevoses on the play call? Hawan Jennings, first and Hawan. By the way, a more highly touted quarterback coming out of high school than good old Joe Burrow, Mr. Super Bowl / MVP.
Darnold and Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, and Lamar. Oh, I didn't know the Lamar one.
Three of the top quarterbacks in the league.
First of all, people kept talking about how good of a pass it was. The pass was aight. The catch.
What do you mean the pass was aight?
The pass was aight.
Amazing pass on the run, rolling out.
The
McCaffrey catch is overrated.
Artie, I agree completely. Artie, I am with you.
Turn around and catch the ball.
You can't turn around, and your job is I'm the best receiving running back.
Not when you have to turn. No, that was the catch was better than the throw.
Catch is way overrated. Way overrated. It was the throw by far.
We can't move on because I'm so passionate about things like this. Fools are hell of impressed when a wide receiver has to drift. Like, he had to drift a little to have it go over his left shoulder.
That's not easy to do.
Dude is a superstar, paid $20+ million a year because he's the best receiver
in
the NFL.
Every pro receiver better make that grab.
Yeah.
Just give me a break.
Just to give the audience a little background, we used to do this thing called the Turkey Bowl back when we were in our 20s and 30s. Now we don't do it because we're old and we'll probably all get hurt. But we used to do this thing called the Turkey Bowl. Where the
20s, not 30s.
Everybody did it.
I think we did it in our 30s too.
Tackle. We do it in our 30s.
Okay, whatever. 20s then. Jesus Christ. Does it really matter? I feel like we did it a little bit in our early 30s. Anyway, we did a thing called the Turkey Bowl, where the night before Thanksgiving, we would all get hammered and go to a local bar. And then the morning of Thanksgiving, before we all ate, we would meet up like 8 a.m. at a field and we'd play tackle football. Now, when Artie was quarterback and I called myself the white Randy Moss, I called myself Wandy Ross. You know what I'm saying? I put tin foil in for my grill because I was a wide receiver and I would just catch over fools because I'm 6'6", you dig? Anyways, when Art was quarterback, this fool would think that any ball within 16 feet of my radius was catchable and then would yell at me if it got picked off by somebody else and blame me because I didn't go hard enough after the ball. So that's a little background on him saying that CMC catch wasn't incredible.
Well, let me give you a little background on that take because this is very important. The take is, again, a little bit misrepresented to all the viewers. Let's represent it accurately. I didn't ask you to catch those balls. What I asked you to do was not let them get intercepted. You're 6'6". You got a defender that's 6'2".
They
on
weren't
you.
anywhere near me.
I'm out here saying I'm going to toss it up to my boy Z because this is a fucking jump ball, and let's hope it works out. And young Z is out here not physical, not bodying nobody up.
It wasn't close to me, though.
His boy's out here at the quarterback position being like, damn, man, I got to watch. Meanwhile, you get me on Dave G's video. Dave G, you remember this. We got it somewhere. I don't think it's playable because I think the team names were highly questionable team names. But in that video that you have, Dave G, what we see is a lot of Art Daveron slinging the pistol to Dom Mejia. Dom, I hope you're listening. And we're going slants, we're going outs, we're going posts, and it's a lot of touchdowns. Jake,
can we do polls? I'd like to do polls. I'd like to integrate polls into this podcast if we can. I'd like to put it
not
on the
live,
poll.
but sure.
Well, I mean, just at some point, if we can start doing that, I'd like to put it on the poll.
I know you like polls. I know.
I love climbing poles.
Pause.
So fun.
Pause. Super pause. Anyways, I would like to put on the poll, what were you more impressed by? And then put option 1, Juwan Jennings throw, or option 2, CMC's catch.
That's
on Instagram tomorrow. On Instagram tomorrow, we'll have that.
All right, cool. All right. Is there anything else you guys want to touch on for that game? Great.
Well, hey,
great
Zach,
game for the Niners. Yeah.
Real quick. So, how about this stat? Juwan Jennings has the 3rd most touchdown passes of any Tennessee Volunteer in history in the playoffs.
With 1?
2. He threw one in the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Can I add one thing?
Well, Peyton Manning's 1.
Peyton, and then some old school dude, and then him.
There's been no good quarterbacks out of Tennessee?
No playoff caliber.
That's an incredible stat.
It's an incredible stat. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, guys, it's been a good show. See you later.
Hey, before you move on, let me say one more thing that I thought was so funny. Purdy was on the and maybe this is old news, and you know we have that ancient hat tag, so pardon me if this is ancient. But Purdy was talking. I just loved hearing Purdy talk about the trick play, and Purdy was talking about how his job is to block on that play. And he was sort of just watching the play after he did his thing.
Yeah.
And so he was like, I handed it off. And then he was like, I kind of looked at Juwan just get smashed as he let go of the ball. And I was like, man, maybe I should have blocked that dude.
Shit.
And if you look at the film, so I looked at the play right after.
I saw it, yeah.
And there's a dude that just runs right by Purdy. And Purdy's just, and I feel Purdy. He's just watching the play. But then I did remember like random plays where I've seen Brady go lay hat. Where I have seen quarterbacks go do it, and I was laughing. Purdy was like, damn, I kind of forgot I was still one of the 11. And I just let this fool get smoked.
Yeah,
it was hilarious.
Like that.
I love that he acknowledged it. Acknowledging it could tell he felt bad. He's like, oh, yeah, I totally just like didn't do nothing. My bad.
Anyways, shout out to Ash Keezy claiming that I'm on lean. I've actually never done lean, but that is one thing that I've never done that I'd be willing to try. And then shout out to Don Peralta. He said, at Zach, we did the same turkey bowl thing until someone blew out a knee.
That's why I stopped. I pulled a hammy really bad. So I was like, all right, I'm toast.
Artie, what was that one at Cerrito Vista? Didn't you get like stitches in your head or something?
Ooh, that was vicious, man.
What happened?
Only hit in my life I've ever like really been intimidated for, and it happened. It was a interception on the play, and it was like a bomb. And I'm on one corner of the field, and Anthony Shabbos, and if y'all know Shabbos, underrated athlete. Dude was fast.
That guy lost us our game at St. Mary's as a senior, but go ahead.
Well, whatever. Good dude, great dude. I love Anthony Shabbos. I really do. He's a good dude. Anyway,
yeah, he is.
He catches the ball in the back right corner of the end zone, basically. And you got me damn near back left goal line if we're talking on the field, right? So we're talking this. And he's trying to go to the hut. And I'm out here just we're approaching. And I just remember thinking, fuck, this is gonna be terrible. I remember just thinking it. I was just like, I have so much speed, and he has so much speed. And I remember having enough time to think about it, and I was like, oh god damn.
That means neither of you have speed. You or Anthony Chavez.
Dude, first off, I'll fucking outrun your tall, lanky ass with no hands right now. Second of all, get me going, and you already know I got fucking speed that'll deceive you. If Joseph's listening, he knows from the Pullman, what's that sport called? What's that sport called that I tore my ACL?
Frisbee? Ultimate Frisbee?
Ultimate Frisbee. My man Joseph, if you're listening, God bless you.
What are you talking about?
You know I got the speed that's deceiving. Anyway, let's not be whatever the word is for me caring too much about you talking ish. Obviously, I'm not super fast.
Anyway, so you're on a collision course.
Bam!
Everyone wants to hear about you and Tony Chavez at the Turkey Bowl. Let's hear more.
Split lip. It's just basically that. You ruined the story, Jake. You fucked it all up. So now we're gonna just move off it.
Watch the F-bombs, big guy. I'm now.
Every once in a while there's F-bombs, but you're basically 0 for 2 on your interruptions. So we're gonna 0 for 3, 0 for 4 you, and we're gonna sit you on the bench next week, pal.
Those are worthy interruptions.
Get a couple hits.
I played inside linebacker, shut down Treston George. Tony Chavez let him go for 80 yards on a run.
Hey, your next
go ahead, Zach.
Better be doubles in the gap, you bum.
Okay, all right, gentlemen. Anyways, huge win for the Niners. We had a great time at the watch party. We think that this was at Andrew Keogh's house. We think that the other Keogh, because the wife may be in Japan, rumor has it, it may be that there's another watch party that Artie will not show up to. But we might not. We might have another watch party come Saturday. Not the best time for kids because the game's at 5 p.m. But we'll preview that a little bit later in the show. All right, let's get to the big news that pretty much everybody's talking about now. We're Bay local, so we started off with the Niners talk because we had to. But the biggest news that was all over all the sports channels: Mike Tomlin said, "I'm stepping down from the Steelers." Now, this is a guy that won a Super Bowl and got to another, lost it to, I believe, Aaron Rodgers. I believe he got to 2, 1-1. Never had a losing record, which is incredible. I mean, just incredible to not ever have a losing record. However, he's been one and done for the past, 11 years or something like that. The playoff record is not great. They tried to do it with Aaron Rodgers this year. Shout out to my classmate. Same age, 42 years old. Me and
best
Aaron.
Friends.
Yeah. I mean, he probably wouldn't know me if he saw me, but Marshawn does know me when he sees me. Anyways, they tried like one last hurrah. I believe it's hopefully, I mean, if it's the last one for Aaron, his last pass is going to be a pick 6. I hope he comes back for one more year with some team. I don't know how it's going to go down. Anyways, regardless, the big news is the 2 longest tenured coaches. And we'll get into all the vacancies and all the coaches that have been fired and whatnot. But Mike Tomlin, after Harbaugh, I think got pushed out because he wouldn't fire his coordinators. That might have been something similar with Tomlin too. But he steps down from the Steelers. The 2 longest tenured coaches in the NFL are now not with their team anymore, and they're both in the AFC North. Your thoughts, Jake? Go ahead.
That's a shock to the system. Tomlin's a tradition in Pittsburgh. I respect that guy more than any other head coach in the National Football League.
18 years, right?
19 years?
19.
James hoping the Niners fire Shanahan and bring in Tomlin.
Well, how many losing seasons did Tomlin have, Art? Answer that one.
More than anybody in the NFL. What a quote. I respect Mike Tomlin more than anyone in the NFL.
How many losing seasons did he have, big guy? How many Super Bowls did he win, big guy? Huh?
One, I think.
Yeah, how many has Shanahan won?
How many years? 19? Is it 19?
Shanahan has half of his seasons are losing seasons too. So anyway, I think Mike Tomlin's a stud. I think him and John Harbaugh, they need a refresher. They probably need a new situation, both of them. And so I'm happy for both of them. And I think they're both going to get paid. They're both going to be able to choose their own situations. And, Kyle's not giving up this job until someone takes him away from it because he's a gift and he's a curse. I'll say that about our head coach. But I would love a Mike Tomlin or a John Harbaugh or a Robert Saleh or D'Amico Ryans. That's my thoughts on the matter.
I'm going to tell you a couple thoughts. Number one, God bless. I wish the name was more revealing. Cauley Mycosium can confirm that Artie was sneaky fast. So Cauley Mycosium, whoever you are, God
Who
bless
said
you.
that?
Chat. Oh, it's on the chat. We don't know who Cauley Mycosium is.
Hey, let's get to the Tomlin talk. All right.
Can confirm Artie. Yeah, you are. Yeah, I'll give you that. You're sneaky fast. I'll give you that.
So we're going to roll there, and then we're going to go Tomlin talk. And the Tomlin talk is simple. We're talking Tomlin is a genius. We've always all known this. The man is a smart man. The man is a leader of men, and the man knew when to get out. The man knew, hey, look, I'm not an idiot. I can't win. I don't know how to coach these kids no more. My style doesn't work. My team basically sucks, and we somehow win 9 to 10 games every year. God willing, we do it. My pure, just the part we love about Tomlin somehow wills 9 victories or 10 victories out of these men. God bless Mike Tomlin for having the aura to will 9 to 10 victories out of a bunch of dudes that have the worst offense in the league every year since Roethlisberger and Antonio. Like, how many? Every once in a while, I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago. But like, how long ago was it that it was Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell? Because since then,
probably 10,
7 years ago, 8 years ago,
I'd say 10.
And since then, they've been god awful at offense. Like,
well, they haven't had a quarterback. Art, they haven't had a quarterback. They've been trotting out Kenny Pickett. They've been.
Well, what do you mean? The guy's got. He's got saying who comes into town. Go get Sam Darnold, like Seattle did. Go get a quarterback to execute.
Artie, they tried with Russell Wilson. They tried with Justin Fields. They tried with Kenny Pickett. They haven't had a bleeping quarterback since Ben.
Well,
and 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers is not going to be the answer.
We got Art got wheels guaranteed on.
Okay, let's stick to the
enough on
topic.
Speed, Art.
Come on.
I got lots of speed.
It's enough.
Lots of speed on the chat.
That's enough. Anyways, my point is they haven't had a quarterback, Art.
That's part of you as a coach, though. What do you mean they haven't had a
quarterback? Yeah, they keep winning.
No,
that's not.
GM,
the point is they keep winning despite that.
That's on the GM, not the coach.
I don't never believe in a million years, and everybody wants to act like they're so separated, that coaches don't play a huge role in who is drafted, who is traded for.
Shanahan sure does. Shanahan does. That Trey Lance thing was all Shanahan.
And any organization where that's not true is dysfunctional, and that's what makes, and I know we don't want to go there yet, that's what makes the Warriors sound dysfunctional. You got a bunch of people, you got Steve Kerr talking about, I don't know what to do. This is who I have on the roster. Well, person, you help pick the roster. You are a team. If the coach and the GM are not aligned, what are you doing out there?
All right, fair enough. Anyways, where do you see all these going? Because we have a bunch of openings. We've got Atlanta, we've got Tennessee, we've got my Miami Dolphins, we've got the New York Giants, we've got the Browns, we've got the Steelers, we've got the Ravens, and I'm missing one.
Well, here I'll just jump on that. Raheem Morris is a Shanahan under, he's a coach under him. He's been in the Shanahan tree before. Your boy McDonald's been in the tree, or McDaniel's been under Shanahan before, obviously. So I'd like all those guys to return to the Niners and return them to glory with a solid D coordinator, because there's a bunch of Shanahan tree guys there that have been fired or let go. And I think Tomlin's going to take some time. I think Harbaugh might take some time because the demands are too high. Harbaugh's demanding he gets complete control of whatever franchise he gets aligned with. And, that I don't know who's going to be willing to give him that. I mean, can you think of a team that wants a coach to just step in and take over the entire franchise, final say and everything?
I'll tell you this. First of all, the one that I left out was Arizona, but who cares? Arizona could win every game,
right?
Yeah, but Arizona could win every game for the next 7 years and still be the most losing franchise ever or something.
Yeah,
I saw some crazy stat, but Arizona is the worst franchise, which is amazing when you have the Browns out there. But anyways, I would say Stefanski is super underrated in this whole thing. Everybody's talking about Tomlin and Harbaugh now, but that guy won Coach of the Year twice in Cleveland, as I call that bleep hole of a city. Cleveland, Ohio. I call it Leave-land, not Cleveland, because that place is a bleep hole. Anyways, he won Coach of the Year twice with
You're not wrong.
no quarterbacks ever and the worst functioning franchise ever. That guy should be very high. I mean, I think he's third below. I mean, Tomlin, I don't think is going to coach in 2026, but I believe he's right below Harbaugh. But whoever gets Stefanski, I think damn near, if Harbaugh wants to call all these shots and keep all of his coordinators, which have not been working out, that's a very underrated and underlying thing that people don't talk about is coordinators with head coaches. Because oftentimes they don't want to fire their coordinators. By the way, the Eagles offensive coordinator, he gone. The Chargers offensive coordinator, he gone. So coordinators are a huge deal, as you can see with Robert Saleh, who's making chicken soup out of chicken bleep. So, I mean, I think Stefanski would be, if he went to Miami, I'd be thrilled. I think Miami's going to go all in on Harbaugh. And to your point, Jake, all of the power that he wants, I think that dumb art dealer, stupid owner that we have, I don't even call him by name down there in Miami, I think he's going to give Harbaugh whatever he wants. I could see him going there, but I think New York wants him bad. I've heard reports that Shane, the GM for the Giants, has made it clear to Harbaugh that we're going to work together. Like, you're allowed to have your say, to Artie's point. You're allowed to have your say in who we pick and who we sign or whatnot. So I don't know where all the dominoes are going to fall. I just hope the Dolphins get somebody decent.
Domino,
really.
What do you think of the movie Domino? I'm talking Keira Knightley. All right. I'm talking Steve Sanders.
Never seen it.
And Brian Austin Green were in that bad boy too. Anyone seen that? Artie?
Two guys from 90210.
Yeah, they were in it in Domino.
You know, definitely haven't seen Domino, but definitely love 90210.
Chat line, hit us up. Domino knowledge. Who has Domino knowledge? Hit us up.
I doubt many.
All right. It was like a British director. We're talking action movies. We're talking 90210 cast. By the way, that's a big bond of us three is our 90210 knowledge.
Okay, two things. Number one, I met Steve Sanders in person. Met him in person.
Is he like related to you?
Yeah, what do you mean you met him? I thought he's like
your cousin, basically. Yeah.
No, he was dating my cousin's wife's sister.
You used to
but
say
they're not
he was
together
your second
anymore.
cousin, so flag on you. But
no,
Rags. There's a ton of strains down in Miami. That's a fact.
First of all, there's no blood, and they never got married, so we were never even close to related.
I remember family photos of the Slenderbrooks and Steve Sanders all the time.
I took one picture with him. That's number one. Number two, he smacked off a Sharknado, and number three, Jake, did that movie go straight to DVD?
R.I.P. Dylan and Brenda. That's all I gotta say.
They're both gone?
Yeah, bro.
Damn.
Let's not talk
Luke
about
Perry
and
Shannon Doherty.
90210. We used to meet up for 90210. We had dates for 90210 new episodes.
Yeah, Honey Katz was a big fan of the show. We used to call her. It was good times. You know, we're gonna go down. I got my son Jordy outside the studio right now, just crying his eyeballs out because he wants to say goodnight to Daddy.
He's living.
All right, well let's
bring him in.
Bring him on in. Bring him on in. Say goodnight.
The wife is trying to wrangle him. Let's move on.
All right. Let's go to Heat Check, and this is going to be a segment that we do every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. around 7:30 or whatever, or 7 whatever, it doesn't matter. But basically, we're going to have 3 topics, and we're going to do a little heat check, and we're going to figure out whether or not, if you're cold on it, you're icy. That's what we used to say when we were kids. If you're medium on it, what the kids say now is that's mid. And if you're hot on it, that's fire. I think everybody says that. Both the youngins and the oldins. Everybody says that's fire. The youngins say that's mid, and the old people used to say that's icy. So the
can I jump in, Z? Can I jump
of course.
in just so that everybody
of course, pimpin'.
Just so everybody knows we're not idiots. We just love the term icy, but we do know that icy was known to be raw, if you will, or dope, or cool, or great. So we are going to be using it as we are cold and we are
cold. Yeah.
But don't you forget, we all loved icy like, oh, your new fucking kicks are icy.
Shout
Yeah.
out Ryan De La Rosa.
Yeah,
Ryan De La Rosa, we do mad minute for math, and if he aced it, he'd go, I see. Ryan De La Rosa.
Cold doesn't mean bad, Art. It just means that you're off it. Like you either don't agree with it, you agree with it a little bit, or you're in between, or you're, you know.
I just know how much you know. There's nobody that knows the vernacular better than my man Bill Kidd. And I just wanted all the viewers out there to make sure they know that young 42-year-olds out here, we are young 42s.
I'm 41. I'm 41.
But
you know, the kids
know that icy is not bad. Icy.
It means wet. It means dope. It means good. Yeah.
In the 90s.
If there's any kids watching, they should bring back icy because they're bringing everything back. They're bringing back baggy jeans now. I saw. They're bringing back all that stuff.
Oh, it's all back, Phil.
Hey, night, Don Peralta. Thanks for hopping on. All right, let's get to the actual heat check.
Okay, so
wants us to move on.
These are just 3 random ones. Again, you guys can have input moving down the line, but these are just 3 random ones that are not part of the general topics that we've been talking about. The first thing is, and I think Major League Baseball, I think they're starting to realize that you cannot continue to be in the Stone Age. And that's, you know, in terms of having the pitch clock, in terms of having like all these things that they're doing to move the game along and to bring it up to speed and try to be cooler or whatever. But the bottom line is they still have not figured this out. When you think about the NBA offseason, when it's free agent time, remember all the Warriors went to the Hamptons to go sign KD, much to Artie's disdain for some weird reason. Like that was fire, right? Like the NBA offseason when it's free agent time is fire. The NFL offseason when all that stuff comes out and the whole tampering period, the NFL offseason is fire. So true or false or icy, mid, or fire, the MLB offseason is by far the worst offseason of any of the 3 major sports.
You want me to start? You want to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I'll really just
Artie will start. What up? Josh Myers in the house. Josh did a feature on our show. What up? Art, you start.
I'll just depress the viewers. Of course, baseball is the worst because baseball is the worst. And this is coming from a diehard baseball guy. Like, I love baseball. But baseball has failed as a sport. They've failed to keep fans engaged. They've created kids who grew up there was no sport other than baseball to me. Like, yeah, I played hoop. Yeah, I loved football and played with my friends. I wasn't one of all you who actually went and played high school. I should have. We won't digress and go there. I played soccer. I love sports. But there was one sport that was my sport. It was baseball. And I'm out here. You can't beg me to watch a baseball game. I'll watch 15, 20 Giants games a year. I'll listen to the Giants. But, like, you think I'm watching, like, Rangers versus fucking Seattle? Hell no. You think I'm watching Padres versus, like, Baltimore's interleague series in June? Hell no. Like, whatever they have done to the MLB, and Jake, if you even try to back up the MLB, you'll just sound like an idiot, so don't try it.
Better than the NBA.
The MLB has blown it. The MLB offseason is terrible, especially if you're a Giants fan. Because if you're a Giants fan, you just watch teams make signings that matter, right? And you're like, oh, shit, we got, like, what's his name? Like, Trevor Mawley or whatever his name is. Like, Tyler Mawley, like, Tyler Mall. Like, how do we pronounce his name? Like, if I could pronounce his name, he'd probably be good. But since I can't pronounce his name, we're praying he's good, right? It's like, how about you go get somebody who we care about? So anyway, yes, the Major League Baseball offseason, especially if you're a Giants fan, sucks. God bless Buster Posey for getting Devers in the only way we can get anybody. Why not get a Japanese pitcher? Please just do it in the next 5 years. And yeah, I'm on fully lit and fully in agreement with you.
I just want to answer Rags real quick.
Say one thing before you, hang on, Jake. One thing before you go. The reason why they call it the hot stove, do you know why? Back in like the 1920s or whatever,
warmed up the balls.
Fools literally used to sit around a hot stove in the winter and keep themselves warm by the fire and listen to the radio to listen about transactions that go down. Now it's such a low trickle. It's such a pathetic offseason that even when the news come in, I mean, Jake was the hottest that I've seen anybody on anything when the Cubs signed Bregman. He was like, what? 5 years at that age? I was like, wow, somebody reacted to a baseball transaction. That was the first time I'd ever seen it. Nobody talks about it at all. They need to do a better job. It's a slow trickle, and you get a signing here or there, but it's a joke.
No,
and they're probably going to have a stoppage. Sorry, go ahead, Jake.
No, you're right. The offseason's a joke. There need to be dates wherein you need to make signings at a certain point because it is a joke. You have 6 months to just diddle daddle and tilly tally and whittle waddle. You need to have set dates. The basketball does that well. The NBA does that well. But in general, I prefer the MLB's brand to the NBA. But obviously, NFL is king.
Yeah, I'll say this, Jake. On July 4th, I spent a couple of days out in Brentwood because Artie was hell-bent on moving 5 hours away from where we live for God knows what reason. Anyways, I played baseball, and the guy was ridiculing me. He's like, what are you doing? Why are you watching baseball right now? And I'm like,
that's a weird take. Artie's a bizarre guy. He's changed into some kind of weird guy I don't recognize anymore. But
I got ridiculed for watching baseball. First of all,
I still love baseball.
We play fantasy baseball. Also, if there's no football and there's no basketball, why wouldn't I watch baseball? It's not like I hate baseball.
So what's better, driving and kicking it out to some dude who makes $20 million, breaking threes? We'll get into that with the Dubs and their bench. But I just find baseball way more rewarding to watch than an NBA game. The strategy in the NBA is gone. NFL is king. Baseball is second to me. And actually, hockey's pushing up the rear, dude. The NHL is actually a lot of fun to watch.
They all suck, and I love them all. That's where we're at. Like, let's all just acknowledge it. That's the truth.
Sure.
I think
we love it.
I gotta say goodnight to Jordy. I'll be right back.
All right, I'm gonna shut up in a second, Z, and I'm glad Jake got to leave and you get to jump in. We're purists, and so we love this shit and we love sports. But let's just be honest, man. And it makes us seem like old heads, and maybe that's what every old head has always been. Like, maybe we are just old heads, but every sport's getting worse. It's pretty obvious. Like, there are no questions about it. Like, you're out here in the NBA, half these fools could barely play. They're just hella long and hella athletic, right? And you got to shoot a three. It's like a kind of weird skill set you want people to have in the NBA now. Baseball is like, imagine only wanting to see home runs and strikeouts. Hell no. Damn, Jordy's a beautiful baby. God, look at that hair. Oh, yeah, Jordy, that's your name, baby. You know Zach. Did he say Zach?
What's up, George?
What are you, 42 percentile height and 32 percentile weight?
You got it.
Jake loves his baby. For all you who don't know why I'm joking about that, he loves to tell us he's a 90. He's a reduced percentile, 97%. He recently lost the 99 in height. Is that right, Jake?
No, in weight.
In weight. So he's skinny now. He's tiny. He's miniature. He's at 97 percentile in weight, but he's still off the charts in height. So
yeah, it's just my little Humm Daddies drop here. Good night. I'll be right back.
Anyway, see, I interrupted you. I don't even remember how or why, but that's what I do.
No, it's all good. I would say that basketball is still number 2 for me, and baseball is third. I think that baseball made some good adjustments. I hear what you're saying on them not playing like real baseball. It's all strikeouts and home runs, and like everybody trying to throw 104 miles per hour, and like it's not the same game that we grew up on with like Tony Gwynn and Will Clark and Cal Ripken. It's totally different. I still love baseball. I mean, I still love all the sports.
The Blue Jays brought that back a little bit. Blue Jays actually played situational ball in the World Series. That's why it hurt more when the Dodgers won that than I would have thought, because I thought they were going to win the whole thing. But then the Blue Jays actually made it a series, and they hit, they do situational hitting, and it was fun to see for the first time in a long time. So I hope other teams follow that, blueprint.
All right, so but we all agree they need to do something to make their offseason more relevant. I don't know if you need to shrink the window of when you're doing the signing. The real sad part is we're going to be, don't forget, I believe it was 1994 when the Expos had the most ridiculous team ever. Delino DeShields, Vladimir Guerrero, Bartolo Colon, I believe Randy Johnson. They had the best record in the league. They were going to win it all for Montreal, and then they shut the league down, and a lot of people were turned off from baseball. Well, we're headed towards that. I don't know if you saw
that team have Marquise Grissom, Bill?
Yeah,
Marquise
he said that.
Grissom, 100%.
Yeah, you had Larry Walker. I think you said that.
Larry Walker. That team was so stacked. And then they just cut the season out.
Time out. Did they have Galarraga?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that team was ridiculous.
Team we just named?
Pedro.
That team.
Yeah, Pedro, Randy Johnson.
Pedro and Ramon Hernandez, I believe.
And Bartolo Colon, right?
On that team. That is ridiculous.
No, Bartolo Colon was not on that team. No.
He wasn't? No, not Bartolo. Not even close. No.
Moises Alou. Delino DeShields.
Delino DeShields, yep.
You're telling me El Gato Grande was there, though? He's like a rookie?
I think
he was there for sure. Yeah.
What? And I think if we got El Gato and Larry and Marquise Grissom and Delino and Vlad.
Just so you know, it's highly probable that we're looking at another work stoppage, which is just going to be completely pathetic for a league that can ill afford to turn off more fans than they already have.
Anyways, you know, I found that Rob Manfred doesn't really care about that stuff, and I don't think most commissioners seem to be out of touch with the fan. They work for the owners, so I don't have much confidence going into that. And that's why I was really blown away by that Cubs signing of Bregman. Like, what, you're giving him all this money maybe before a stoppage? You might lose a year on that deal, and the guy's getting $37 million a year or something. It's crazy.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to number 2, which is probably going to be very brief because I don't think either of you two give a shit. But basically, Brooks Koepka did some weird stuff. He took a big bag from Live Golf, which is in like the Saudi money or whatever, which is all complicated. Some people call it dirty money or whatever. Dave Chappelle did a special.
Galarraga's before. Nothing. The chat line says Galarraga was not on the 94 team. I think he might have been before, and then he was on the Braves and the Rockies. Or
got it. Yeah. Anyways, Brooks Koepka is going back to the PGA Tour. Now, I'm not claiming to be a golf expert. I like to play it here and there or whatever, and I don't claim to watch it all the time, but I do watch the majors. I treat tennis, golf, and soccer the same, where I will watch the Euro Cup, I will watch the World Cup. I will watch all the majors in tennis, Wimbledon. I will watch the U.S. Open. I will watch the Australian Open. Same thing with golf. I will watch the Masters, which, by the way, a racist-ass term, which should probably be changed. But I will watch the Masters. I will watch the U.S. Open in golf. I will watch the whatever the Euro major is. I will watch all the majors for
called the Euro Cup final.
Anyways, the point is, the guys from Live have still been able to watch the Masters. So it's not going to affect me a lot. But I know for casual people that watch golf, they didn't recognize any of the names when they were watching a non-major tournament. So I think it is a big deal. Now, the other 3 big guys out there, John Rahm, DeChambeau, and then the third guy,
Rory?
Cam Ward. No, not Rory.
Cam Ward.
Went. Yeah. Rory,
oh, you mean the Live guys?
Yeah. Rory was like the biggest guy that wasn't going to go. Anyways, those 3 guys came out and said that they're not coming back to the PGA Tour. So I'm guessing you guys are all icy on this because you probably don't give 2 bleeps, but it is a big deal that Brooks
Mickelson
came back. Mickelson, he's never coming back. He's the one that got everybody.
He was LIV.
He's the head of LIV.
He's a poster child, yeah.
Yeah, he's like the Joker from in the Batman movie. He's the main villain of LIV. He's the one that got everybody to go. He literally started wearing black to all the PGA events because he knew he was the villain for basically disrupting the PGA. But anyways, Art, I'm assuming icy on this, huh? We can keep it moving.
I was gonna say, like, man, you make me like feel like I got a new job or something. Cause like, do I need to start watching LIV or something? Cause I got that thunder stick. I could watch
No.
LIV and have an input, but like I didn't know any name you said. I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know.
Well, that's a
How
rough
many-
idea.
all right, let's do this. Let's do
You're
this.
talking
Art,
golf?
Art,
Are we
Art,
talking
name,
golf?
name.
A lot of people like golf, Artie. A lot of people
Art.
like golf.
Art,
talking
Art,
golf?
name as many golfers as you can right now. Go.
Happy Gilmore.
Tiger Woods,
Okay.
Rory McIlroy.
Attaboy.
There's that one dude that used to be really jacked that had like a German sounding name. Like what was his name? He's like 10 years ago. He was hella good.
DeChambeau.
No, that one dude, he was jacked and he was good. Okay,
French.
hold on. Scotty, if you're listening, Scotty, hit me with the chat. He won the major while we were in Monterey. And he was really good. What's that dude that wears flashy stuff? Light skinned black dude.
He's not
What's his
light
name?
skinned black, but I know who you're talking about.
The orange
name?
ESPN commercial.
Well, what's his name? Give me
Ricky
it.
Fowler.
Ricky Fowler.
He's
got
not
Ricky
light skinned
Fowler.
black at all.
That doesn't count because you didn't name him, and he's not light skinned black.
My bad.
He said the dude who wears flashy stuff is light skinned black.
All right, sorry, I got it wrong. And now
Shout
we're
out to
gonna go,
Christopher on the chat who said John Daly.
John Daly's a golfer. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Sure. What about Scotty?
He's only named two.
Jack Nicklaus, he's a golfer.
You've
He's a
only
golfer.
named
I'm not
He's
talking
only-
old school.
John
he's
Rahm,
only
he's a
named-
golfer.
Why we can go Arnold Palmer? Like I know some of these idiots. John Daly.
No,
Jack Nicklaus.
active golfers.
You just said Kepka. Guy's never heard of him.
Kepka, that's who it is. That's who it is. That guy. That's who he is. That's what I was
Okay.
looking for.
All right.
And then what about?
But Zach, don't ever compare golf and like you're putting soccer, which is our beloved Man City Citizens, just had a huge W today.
Go Powder Blue.
Powder Blue, we're talking Blue Moon. So do not, they're right. The 49ers, the Sharks, the Giants, the Warriors, and the Man Citizen Citizens or Man City Citizens. Same thing right there.
Hey, who's that one
Okay,
dude that
fair
used to be really good? Like Justin something? He looked like Alex Smith.
Justin
Justin looks like Alex Smith.
Thomas.
Justin Holiday. Justin Smith. Justin Fowler.
Justin Thomas.
Justin.
No, because he's talking about Dustin Johnson, the guy who looks like Alex Smith. Yeah. I got you.
I know
Art.
that.
Anyways, all right, we found a way to make that fun. Anytime that we're like stalling and we need content, we'll just go to Art and have him name golfers. You realize he only named two.
We didn't need that. It wasn't necessary. I mean, it wasn't necessary.
He only named Tiger and Rory. That's it.
Tiger's not active though, Zach.
Okay, so he
Rag.
named one.
God
He
bless
named
Rag.
one golfer.
He named
Everything else was
Rory.
either everything else
Rags
was
in the
either
chat.
what we
God
said
bless
or
Rags.
from the chat.
If you're looking at Rags in the chat, the guy's hitting me with names I've literally, while reading them, never heard of. Keegan Bradley, Justin Thomas, and Justin Rose. Has anyone heard of these gentlemen?
Okay, all right. Let's move on to the third one. I asked this.
Artie's never seen golf in his life.
Jake, I want to put this on the poll too.
Yeah.
I want a second poll now.
What else do you want to put on the poll?
This is what I want to put on the poll. When
Nobody, baby.
Zach's disgusted.
that wasn't even. I mean, that wasn't even relevant.
Put anybody on a poll, so nobody.
Okay. Anyways, I'd like to put this on the poll, Jake.
Someone's had his nectar. Someone just took a couple shots of nectar.
When do you start watching college basketball?
So you know my answer. I told you earlier. So
You want a little coin off of Utah, a random Utah youth.
BYU Utah was staring me straight in the face after a bad player props Saturday. I believe it was on Saturday night. And I was like, something has to give. And there's a big BYU Utah rivalry, and BYU was ranked 9 in the nation, I believe. And the spread was 14.5. I just saw a value proposition there, so I had to hammer Utah. And by God, did they make
what was
make
the
it
line?
14.5.
At home?
BYU over Utah at Utah. And I was like, this rivalry, knowing hoops enough to say, yeah, that's way too big of a college rivalry. 14.5 seems like a lot of points, even if BYU's has one loss and they're number 9 in the country. I had to hammer it, and thank God I did. Go Utah.
What was the score?
Go Utes. I believe they ended up losing by like 3, but the whole time I was like, damn, I should have moneylined it.
BYU, I believe, has the number 1 overall pick on their team. By the way, shout out to Coop DeVille, who says Dustin Johnson also laying into Gretzky's daughter. That's true. If you're going to date a woman or marry a woman, marry the great one's daughter. There's some good genes there.
Dude, remember Gretzky on the World Cup draw?
Oh, Coop, by the way, also has this nailed. If Zach was a tennis player, he'd be Nick Kyrgios, or however you say that guy's name.
Kyrgios.
I would totally be that.
Kyrgios.
I would totally be that psycho. Anyways, what were you going to say?
Zach, you remember Gretzky reading out the World Cup names? Dude did not graduate second grade reading.
Shout out to Dano, who's not watching. He ruined my morning, and I think everyone's morning. This guy had me watching the World Cup draw at from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then I got sucked in. They had musical performances and
oh my God,
speakers. And poor Gretzky could not pronounce a country.
Guy could not read a word.
Can we talk about a little bit of the haterade pulled by Danny Orsini this morning? We got a good friend of ours that we've known since we're different ages, but anywhere between 7 and above.
Yeah.
And dude was just ripping the idea of listening to us and just no chance. And all I thought the whole time is bro, let's put a smile on your face. Let's enjoy life a little. There's enough bad in the world. Danny, bro, we love you. Let's have fun.
We love you, Dan.
Hey, John Cooper. Hey, Zach, tennis players do a lot of cocaine too. So you're in good company.
Oh, really, Danny? It's come on, Tecmo Bowl.
We love you, Dan. Come into our warm embrace, Dan.
Yeah, let's not have
whoever John Cooper is. Can I just read John Cooper's comments? He's hilarious.
What do you think?
Lays on Gretzky's daughter. I know you already mentioned this, but lays on. That's a hilarious way to say he's banging Gretzky's daughter. It's good stuff.
Yeah. Can we talk a little?
Oh yeah, Coop's got good vernacular.
Coop's amazing. I love it.
Coop, Zach's ex-roommate from UC Santa Barbara. So I went to UC Santa Barbara for 4 years. Zach lived in Fontainebleau, a beautiful establishment where there was lots of partying.
Sounds like a rehab.
Lots of
Fontainebleau. Has Andy Dick come through there? Has my boy Andy been there?
Jake, that is a great call. Fontainebleau, 100%.
Fontainebleau Rehab Center in Santa Barbara.
Rehab Center for sure.
Featuring your boy John Cooper and Zachariah and Jake Lucas.
It was hey.
They do a lot of cocaine there.
Yeah, it was let's go to rehab next year.
And lean.
Let's go to Fontainebleau. Anyway, John Coop used to Z-pieced out. Coop had his homies, and he would just roll up to 6595 Sabado Tarde in his old school ride. Coop, throw it in the chat if you're still with us. He had a dope-ass ride.
Art's having a one-on-one conversation.
By the way, he had to warm that car up for 20 minutes in the morning.
Well, good.
He would go outside at 7 in the morning, start it, and warm it up for 20 minutes before he rode it. That's
what kind of ride did Coop have?
That's why I call him Coop DeVille. I believe it was a DeVille.
What kind of ride was it?
I believe it was a DeVille.
Yeah, Coop DeVille, I hope.
John Coop.
And he would just hit me up. He'd be like, hey, come out to the porch, bruh. And he'd hit me up, and he'd have the fucking blunt rolled. It'd be lit. He'd be like, get in the car, and we'd just go roll, have a good time, kick it for a couple hours. Yeah, I love me, Coop, good people. Love you, dog.
Love it. All right, boys, let's get this back on track real quick. We got a couple of more segments here before we ride on out. We're going obviously a little bit longer, but it's the first episode, so you know what I'm saying? We're going to skip over the Dubs, even though they lost at home to Atlanta. Jake was like, I don't even want to talk about that shit. So,
okay.
So we're going to chalk up the Dubs for now. But let's talk a little bit more about Wild Card Weekend. You had the Rams with a last-second win. You had the Bears with a huge comeback over the Packers. You had the Bills in a back-and-forth game with the Jags. Pats in a very boring game. And then, of course, the Texans last night over the Steelers. So, Jake, let's start with you. What was your biggest takeaway from those games not called the Niners games?
Dude, that Saturday was incredible. I know, Zach, me and you were talking about it, like different prop bets we had. Man, who's the number 84? Loveland just tore it up. That was the most obvious bet of the day. On the Carolina Rams side, I mean, I didn't think Carolina had a chance, but then the NFL is so weird this year because I usually have a sense of what's going to happen. I'm a pretty good prognosticator, if you will, but shit's so wild this year, dude. It's all over the place, and the Panthers almost beat the Rams, and they should have beat the Rams. And that game was amazing. I thought the Bears would be the second half team they usually are, and they were that. And they embarrassed Green Bay, quite frankly. That was a humiliating comeback the Bears put on the Packers. And there was so many prop bets in the middle of all of it, and it was just a hell of a ride, dude. Up until the Niners game and the game before the Niners game, the Bills game. I mean, it was wild, dude. This was truly a wild card weekend, and then the Steelers game sucked ass, and the Patriots game sucked ass.
But your biggest takeaway was the Bears win, because that
my
was takeaway.
Shocking. Yeah, that.
What was the
like
score at halftime? 21-3.
That Caleb throw to Onduzzi.
Oh my God! On fourth.
That to me looked like that felt like the catch type shit. It was incredible, dude. And who was it? It was Al Michaels and what's his face from college football? Yeah, and
Herb Street.
Yeah, Herb Street tried to make people realize that we're not going to see that again for a long time. And it was just an amazing throw. And I was listening to a lot of it in the car too with like Ryan Leaf, and just a bunch of really good games there. But I will say, Swift player props.
Jake?
Huh?
Where's Ryan Leaf announcing? That's hella random. What's
on Westwood One, dude. So all the games are covered by Westwood One, so you get some random announcers, and Ryan Leaf is one of the big game announcers on there, like the color
commentary. For him, man, he finally overcame like bad addiction issues, you know, like
and he had all kinds of shit going on. Yeah,
he was straight stud out of WSU.
He needs to go to Fountain Blue in Santa Barbara.
He needs to go to Fountain Blue Room 104. Isn't that right, John Cooper?
You know, I got love for WSU alumni. Ryan Leaf is WSU alumni, and he was out here balling. And then, you know, it's before my time at WSU, but like I still got love for him because, man, what a rough go. Like, you're that good, but you're an addict. Like, I don't know. We know people struggle with addiction, and shit is hard. And
he's a thief.
Well, probably an addict.
He got caught stealing pills and
Delonte West shit.
Stealing pills. Yeah. Anyways, I mean, all the games were good. Rams. Panthers was great. That Bears comeback was amazing. The Bills game, I mean, that was all Josh Allen over the Jaguars. The only well, I guess the Texans Steelers game was never really that close, but the only real bum game was the Patriots, which made me like very firmly not believe in them.
Steelers Texans were close the whole way. It was just a pathetic game. It was just pathetic from beginning to end.
Well, John
Cooper loves my Kersey and Clyde Drexler colors here, so you're welcome.
Yeah, you look terrible as a Niners fan. You look good if you were in PDX representing fucking Wesley Matthews 10 years ago.
You know, your F-bombs are a little strong tonight, Artie. We want to put this out to families.
I'm pretty sure F-bombs go live. You know, we will live, man. We got probably 3 or 4 of them. It's not like 20 or 30.
They're all you, homie. They're all you.
That's all right.
All right, gentlemen. Transition time to my favorite segment. My favorite. Oh, do you have more thoughts?
I mean, we didn't even talk about the
Zach. The main point is that it's very unpredictable this year more than ever. A lot of parity.
Yeah, go ahead, Art. What are your thoughts on Wild Card Weekend? I thought you were done.
Unless you're trying to get us out of here, which I understand, we're over. But
I'm not. I thought you were done.
I would love to hear your take. And there we go. There's Andy. I wanted to shout out my Bears because I love the Chicago Bears right now in the NFC as a non-Niners fan. Like, I got 2 NFC teams I want to see.
You like
succeed.
every bleeping team, bro.
Well, yeah, I'm a Chiefs fan. They didn't make the tournament, so what do I care? But Caleb Williams, love what he does. He's underrated.
I can't stand that guy.
He's got a whole country who's against him because he paints his nails, which is just so emblematic of our country. It's like sad and pathetic, and we won't go there. But it's like, dude is pretty dope at quarterback. They struggle sometimes. It seems like he does better when they're on script, and he just kind of has a kind of 1-2 read, go, let's go. But like Caleb throws darts. Caleb looks like a real leader. Caleb looks like someone people actually believes in, despite the media trying to sort of put him out there as somebody that's not that. And when you got DeAndre Swift, when you got
Monangai,
Kyle Monangai out there at the dual threat, and you got Eric Bieniemy running the show, like, come on, man. Anyway, I am pumped to watch the Chicago Bears play some football. When do they get? Sunday at 1? What time did they get?
Sure.
What time did they get?
Sure.
Who?
Oh, you don't know. We don't know. Whatever. I can't wait to watch the Bears take on the Rams because that is going to be a beautiful, beautiful game because we got Matty Stafford who doesn't like the cold. You know, if you look up his previous games in the cold, it ain't good, right? And we got the Rams considered the best team in the league. They got Devontae Adams. They got Puka Nacua. They got Blake Corum. They got Kyron Williams. They got a defense that's always showing up. But guess what, baby? We got Andy mother effing Seltzer. No, I'm joking. We got Caleb Williams. We got a new coach of Ben Johnson. We got a good offense that I believe in. And I think DJ Moore and Adunze might be the most.
He's saying we, because he is a Bear. Everyone else already is a Bear.
Sorry.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do if the Niners play the Bears in the next round? By the way, the game is 3:30 on Sunday.
How did I get we in there? Sorry about that. But I do like the Bears. It does show that. Levi loves their record and their helmet.
So
like
Zach,
11-6, huh?
But no,
Zach,
the Bears are,
on the proper Humm Daddies, we don't. It's frowned upon talking about like my personal wagers. There is, if you're open to it, I'd like to say Blake Corum was over 9.5 carries. I hit that one, but you had a pretty bad beat on that, yeah.
Yeah, I believe it was 56.5 yards, and he got 56.
I think it was 46. Yeah, but yeah.
Oh, 46 and a half.
Yeah, so
whatever it was, I lost by a half yard.
Right. Moving forward on this show, I'd like everyone to know we're no strangers to talking about bad beats and wagering.
That was a very bad beat.
Yeah, my Puritans on the Humm Daddies aren't too fond of it, but on this show we will get into it.
You know
so
what?
Everybody loves. Can we go into picks?
Talk. Yeah. Scott Van Pelt literally has a segment called Bad Beats.
Bad Beats, yeah. No, it's all over the place. But yeah, so I want viewers to know we will get into that more and more as we go on.
Yeah, like we're hoping you're not degenerates. We're hoping you're like
bet responsibly.
We're just hoping you're paying the mortgage. We're hoping you're doing all that shit, and we're hoping you got an income that is still there, and you got a little money to spend, and you bet on that. All right, so like, it ain't terrible to talk about betting. So enjoy the bet.
That's a big part of sports, and we're here for it. Zachariah, move us along. What's next?
There's nothing more like Jake talking about moving along. The guy, if I say anything, the guy tells
me. Art's full Elmer right now. Art's on full Julian Pont. All right.
All right. We move on to my favorite segment, which is going to be on every single show. Otherwise, I quit. And it's called The Word, and we go around the wacky world of sports. Basically, it's any story that's not really X's and O's or games or whatever, or personnel or ads or trades or drops or whatever. It's just a wacky story, but it has to be tied into the sports world. And it's called The Word, and we're going to do this right now. This is the first edition of it. Now, wasn't the best. Didn't have a bunch of stuff, but things that I thought that were pretty interesting and pretty funny. We'll start off with this one. LeBron James, the audacity, in the words of Dave Chappelle, habitual line stepper, the audacity. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this is the first time that this has ever taken place in the history of sports. This guy wore a patch. Now, he made his debut in Sacramento however many years ago, 20-something years ago, he made his debut in Sacramento. So he went back to Sacramento on the anniversary of whatever, his 23rd year, and wore a patch of himself doing his pregame ritual where he throws the dust up in the air. So there's a hologram of him throwing the dust up in the air, and he wore a patch of himself. Now, Artie and Jake, you see people wearing like a Roberto Clemente patch, right? The guy died in a plane crash. You see a Hank Aaron emblem or something, or the number, right? The guy's dead. You see stuff of people that are retired or are no longer with us. You don't see a guy wearing a patch of himself. I couldn't be more outraged. Your thoughts?
I believe I broke this story to you guys first, and I think that guy is a piece of trash, garbage, real punk.
I think you're garbage. I think you're trash, and you're a punk. And I think that's garbage take. You know what I think? I think LeBron James was put in the spotlight as an 18-year-old, and I think LeBron James has been one of the most immaculate superstars in the history of any sport. I think LeBron James has been under a heater microscope that nobody could survive. I think LeBron James has been the most legit citizen of America. I think LeBron James has done so much good for the world, so much good for the sport, just by being a normal-ass dude as an ambassador for the NBA.
Yeah, he's normal.
Yeah, it is normal. And
he's
normal.
Art.
Dude has been
Art.
Dude has been.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with
you. Want me to make a guess? Z, give me 1 second. Let me just guess something. My guess, and I'll go with you guys if you're taking the other route, is that LeBron didn't introduce the idea. If LeBron introduced the idea, it's hella weird.
Guaranteed.
If LeBron was like, hey, let's build a patch and I'm gonna wear it, that's pretty weird. And like, I still wouldn't care, because if that's your worst offense, it's like whatever. But like, if somebody came up to LeBron and was like, I live in a capitalist society and everything around me is about making money and full of garbage, and I want to make more money, you want to throw a patch on your jersey and we'll sell this bitch every once in a while? Yeah, like that doesn't surprise me. Like, what's the big deal?
Art, I don't disagree with anything that you said about LeBron. I think that he's been a model citizen in terms of what it means to be a role model and a player, both on and off the court. I don't disagree with you at all. But wearing a patch of yourself, you guys probably think I have a huge ego. You probably think I'm a cocky, conceited mother bleeper. I would never in a million years. I wear a Jordan logo on my head. I would never wear a silhouette of myself on my jersey. That is the most asinine, completely out of pocket. Like, you have to be so numb to reality to wear a patch of yourself on your jersey. It's ridiculous.
He could not wait to raise an NBA Cup banner for the LA Lakers. He wanted an NBA Cup championship banner to be raised in his honor, with him as the NBA Cup MVP.
I don't care about that.
Well, he wants all the attention in the world, and he's not a normal guy, and he is not great on the court because he flops all the time. Do you see those highlights of him flopping all over?
Dude, you can't be credible if you're out here arguing LeBron James isn't great.
I didn't say he's not great. He's a great basketball player. Have you seen him flop all over the place? He's like, he has a part of his personality that is nuts.
You can't just say he's not great. He flops all over on the court.
I didn't say he's not great. I didn't say that.
You literally just said that.
No, I didn't.
Run
the tape back.
Yeah, we will.
He's a great player. He is not a great example of what to be on the court. He flops. The guy has ghosts hitting him all over the place. He's all me. Yes, and he's Diddy's best friend. So what the hell are you guys talking about? LeBron sucks.
Anyways, the only point is I don't have a problem with LeBron outside of him wearing a patch of himself on his jersey. That is the biggest, cockiest, most asinine, like, just brain dead, like totally not self-aware move that I've ever seen in my entire life.
I think there's many things that have made him look not self-aware over his career. I think that's a very fair thing to say.
I think that's agree.
I would say that this is the only one that actually bothers me. All right, let's move on.
I would agree. There's no, let's not move on quite yet. Like, I agree. There's like weird stuff he's done. I just think it's odd to harp on that for a dude that has been that good and that legit for the NBA. Like and I just think you're very much, Jake, finding yourself in a Warriors crew that is kind of just full of shit because they became a rival to Steph. Like, I actually live in the court of believing Steph is better than LeBron. I believe Steph is a better player than LeBron.
They're totally different players.
I know. I believe Steph Legend is better than LeBron. Like, I actually put Steph above LeBron, but I don't care about that conversation. That's not what this conversation is. I just think Warriors fans are on tilt about LeBron and always have been. And your view on LeBron is just clearly skewed and impacted by
my view. You just heard 2 words I said. I think he's a great player.
You just rode an absolute NBA great who has never done anything wrong.
Do you want to hear what I think about him?
Are you ready?
I think he's a great NBA player. I think he's a great NBA player. I think he's a bit off mentally. I think he's kind of weird. He's very self-involved. And I think he's done some questionable stuff that makes him look like he's out of touch with other players. That's what I think about him.
And my guess is you'd look 80 times less in touch with reality if you were living LeBron's life.
Oh, great. That's great evidence to go by, genius. Good call.
I'm just saying, like, you're out here acting like you're not appreciating the fact that dude's been under a microscope since he's 15. Dude's just a kid from
Look at Steph. Steph is like a perfect person.
Yeah, well, not all people are the exact same people, and LeBron's a fucking pretty good dude himself.
I like KD more. He seems more down to earth. LeBron does not seem down to earth at all. It seems like a total wacko to me. That's my opinion of him. He doesn't seem relatable.
All right, let's move on, gentlemen. We can agree to disagree. I'll just say this. I think he's been a model citizen. I think having that scrutiny, as already said, since the time that you were pretty much 10, 11, 12 years old, and to handle it the way that he has with no off-the-court stuff, and the fact that he's had as much longevity as he had on the court, no big issues anywhere, is all fine and dandy. I respect and appreciate LeBron. I do not, however, under any circumstances, justify or appreciate or understand or could wrap my head around wearing a patch of yourself. That is unbelievable hubris that I could not even possibly wrap my head around. Anyway,
let me jump in again. Let me jump in again. Jake's got 2 supporters on the text line, like you said, Chris. He said narcissistic for show, and John Cooper would like me to get off of LeBron James's dick. So I will try to get off his penis for the rest of the
Thank you, John. I love this John Cooper. I got to hang with him at the Crystal Palace.
He's a hell of a time.
All right, boys. The word, wacky world of sports topic number 2. George Kittle popped his Achilles. That disgusting thing that you can see. You saw it with Tyrese Halliburton. You saw it with Tatum. You saw it with KD. You saw it with all these different guys. When the Achilles pops and it like shivers up the leg, it's gross as bleep. You saw it with Kittle. You saw it with Kittle on Sunday in Philadelphia. Guy got to the locker room, got a phone call from the owner, Jed York. He said, "I need a bottle of tequila." Guess what Jed York did? Within about 5-10 minutes,
boom,
brought Kittle a bottle of tequila. Now, I got to say, if you pop your Achilles and you know you've got at least a year of rehab underneath your belt, and you know that your team is out there grinding their tail off on the field, and you know your season's over, Artie's probably the only one, I think, because I've never broken a bone, knock on wood. I've had a couple of injuries from sports here and there, but nothing huge. Artie's had some major injuries. Is a bottle of tequila the way to go when you know that you popped your Achilles at halftime? Art, we'll start with you because you have the experience.
Yeah, I mean, bottle of tequila is good. I'd probably go with a handle of whiskey instead of a fifth of tequila. But yeah, I was really impressed with the Niners organization showing up within 5 minutes with that bottle. I was really happy for no. All jokes aside, though, I don't know if you guys saw George Kittle actually. I don't know if it was Twitter or where he put it, but he actually put on social media about how the fact that his owner was the first person to meet him after his Achilles injury said a lot about the Niners organization.
Yeah, he put that in his post. He said it's nice to know where you stand.
Yeah, it's like, let's forget about the fact that he brought him the booze he wanted, but like, pretty dope that the owner's the first person there, and he's like, that's true. You and I love just
Art. I think he said specifically, it's nice to know where you stand. Like it meant a lot to him that he was the first one that reached out.
And Jed York came from a really hard start as an owner, right? He was ripped into
Tom Sula.
And I think he's really proven himself to be one of the best owners in the NFL, winning to spend money, cares about winning, and smarter than 90% of owners, and so much smarter than the most famous owner, right?
Who's stayed the hell out of the way now.
Yeah. And who's the most famous owner, right? The guy who won't stay out of the way, Mr. Dallas Cowboys.
Jimmy.
And he
Jerry
Jones, of course. And Jed York went from being in the spotlight. Like, let's not forget, for a year or two, you heard a lot from Jed York. And he learned, like, that's not my place. Like, I don't know football like these dudes. I'm going to hire the two best people in the game and let them do their thing. But, yeah, that was the wacky world of tequila and George Kittle. I love it. I love the fact that he said, let me get effed up. Let me get through this half. And the only difference I would have is give me a handle and give me some good whiskey. And if it's the owner, it's the owner, give me some, like, 100-year brewed Macallan. And let me.
I'm sure he brought him top shelf tequila. I'm sure
that was exactly what he deserved. Kittle pours his heart out for that team, and if anyone deserves a $1,000 bottle of tequila, it's Jorge Kittle.
That reminds me of a funny story. Last year, or maybe 2 years ago, he was catching passes. I was watching the game with my mom and dad and, other family. I was like, yeah, Jorge Catal. And my mom was like, who is Jorge Catal? And really pulled the wool over her eyes there. It was George Kittle the whole time.
Is Nina listening? Like, if you had to guess, or no?
No, not right now. She's not. No.
I put my mom up on. Is Liz listening, Z?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Blazers versus Warriors are on right now. Blazers have kicked the Warriors' ass this year because who knows what's going to happen. All you do is drive to the hole and kick it out. That's the NBA these days.
Oh, yeah. John Coop says the fact we haven't brought up Blazers versus Warriors, which is on right now, leads me to give bad ratings. Hey, Coop, look, man, we got a show to do. We can't do the show and watch Zer's dubs. What's the score? Are they blowing them out? I'll put it on my TV right now.
I'm with you. It's 20-11 in the pre-show. I told him we got to talk Warriors, and Jake, the imbecile, told me, hey, we got a show to do. We don't care about the Warriors.
I'm going to start calling you Elmer the Second.
All right.
Elmer the Second.
All right. Last. This is my favorite segment. So
Dave, you're behind. Dave keeps commenting on stuff we've talked about already.
This is my favorite. This is my favorite of the word, and it is the Orioles. People forget. They think of Tupac, Mr. West Side, Mr. Bay Area, Marin, then to live and die in LA or whatever. People forget, born in New York and spent some time in Maryland, which leads me to the Baltimore Orioles. And we got to get that East Coast mother bleeper Sean to go to that game and bring his whole family and triple up on the bobbleheads. But the Baltimore Orioles, Art, will have a Tupac bobblehead come this year, which we've got to get. It's amazing. He's got an Orioles jersey on. He's got his bandana on. We all know, we all love Pac. Nobody loves Pac more than me, but I know you two love Pac too. And we are a Pac group. We grew up on Pac. We all know Pac's number one. We got to get this bobblehead, gentlemen. Jake, your thoughts?
I agree. And for anyone who he's recently on my mind because of the Jeff Pearlman biography, and he had a really.
Yeah. Did you read it?
No, I haven't read it yet. I've listened to a lot of his interviews, and I still have a kind of a axe to grind with that guy because he's so anti-Barry Bonds. So it's hard for me to commit to reading a book he wrote.
He is.
But Yeah, very much so. He talks so much.
Anti-Barry Bonds, you're muted. So
Right.
fuck yourself, Perlman.
Okay, yeah, I hear you. But Perlman, I read his Mets biography. That was really cool. But yeah, I can't get over the fact that he's still so anti-Bonds and he's like holds such a big grudge against him, and it reminds me of all the writers that still vote Bonds out. But I heard a dope interview with him on All the Smoke with the Brenda's Got a Baby kid, and Pac's been on my mind lately, and especially with the Diddy documentary too. So when I saw that they're gonna have
Diddy killed Pac and Biggie.
Yeah, well, he definitely willed Biggie towards his death. He was responsible for Pac's death. So that's made me very angry recently to think we can have a world with Pac and no Diddy. I mean, that would be amazing.
I know,
but
it's a joke.
Here we are.
From a young kid, like, it probably sounds stupid, and it probably is stupid because there's so much effed up in our world. But I always thought Tupac alive, man, world might have been a little different. That dude was smarter than 90% of people that are born to this world, maybe 99%. A very, very smart dude that had so much street cred that might have changed, in my opinion, the trajectory of a lot of shit. And it kills me that we had to, have Jay-Z and Nas and other West Coast rappers just carry the torch, because man, they could never hold nothing up to Pac. That shit kills me. That dude was so ahead of his time, so smart, so
yeah. I mean, you're thinking about it more from a societal view, which is fine, and you're totally right. One of my favorite rants about Pac is when he's hella young and he's talking about how dumb school is, and he's like, "Why the bleep are you teaching me trigonometry and all this crazy math that I'm never going to use? Why don't you teach me how to balance a checkbook or how to like make something or like change the oil in the car or whatever, stuff that I'm actually can practically do in the real world?" That's one of my favorite Pac rants. And so I hear what you're saying societally wise. I just would have loved to have seen what he would have done musically, and also his acting. I mean, Jake's an actor. Like, people sleep on the fact that he was a main role in Poetic Justice with Janet Jackson. That fool could act his ass off. He was great in Around the Rim. I mean,
above
the rim. I mean,
he said Around the Rim. I love
that's a Billism. I was cooking, man. Let me cook.
I'll get you with so many Billisms over the next year. Don't worry. We got
that's fine.
My pain. I can feel your pain. My pain.
Around the Rim. Anyways, I hear what you're saying societally, that we miss the hell out of him, but I think about it more artistically.
Artistically,
I would love for a new Tupac album to be coming out in a week. I'd buy the hell out of that shit. Hell, when I was younger and Machiavelli came out, I went at midnight to back when they had Blockbuster, got the keychain, got the album, played that shit from midnight to 1 a.m. when I had school at like 7. You know what I mean? Like, I love Pac, all that Pac stuff. Anyway,
I remember in our teen years, I came over to Zach's house with the DVD of Live at the House of Blues, showing him Pac opening for Snoop. And we were like, great. What? Pac opened for Snoop?
Yeah. He was drunk as a skunk. Yeah.
Oh, man. He was just,
man,
it was
so many good old
electric
days, man. We got, rest in peace, my dad buying Zach his first Snoop Dogg album when Zach was, 9-10 years old, and your mom was like,
"Oh, that is by far the best story." It was 1993.
Buying Doggy Style.
It was 1993. So I was either 9.5 or 10. I don't know when the album came out exactly.
93.
This full art.
That's like my daughter right now. Just
big art.
Soak that in. See, that's
yeah.
Listening to that album.
Yeah, I'm either 9.5 or 10. This guy, Big Art, drops me off at the crib. He would always like pick me up randomly. He'd call the house phone back when, hey kids, we used to have house phones, not cell phones. He would call the house phone. He'd be like, Zachary, come outside. I'm taking you to lunch. I'd be like, okay, cool. Anyways, he drops me off at the crib. And then he goes, wait 1 second. Pops the trunk. Goes into the trunk. Pulls out Doggy Style. in the plastic saran wrap. I don't know where he got it from. Just gave it to me. This had the most inappropriate shit on it that you have ever heard. Think about ain't no fun. All that I had to hide it from my parents. I literally hid it under my mattress, and I would just bump it when they were gone. And it was the worst.
What else my dad hit you with? You remember? Because my dad also hit you with a Charles Barkley jersey. He just showed up with a Barkley jersey.
Yeah. For sure.
That's the homies.
Oh, yeah,
man.
that's good stuff.
That's the homies.
All right, boys, that'll do it for the word. Let's end this bad boy, Jake. Let's start with you.
Bad boys for life.
How are you feeling? Here, let me be the pessimistic to start, okay? The Seahawks handed you your own keister. They probably should have won by a lot more in Santa Clara in that last week of the year for number 1 seed on the line. You guys are coming off a short week. They're well rested. You're going to be in Seattle, but this team's resilient. Brock Purdy's got this amazing playoff record. Shanahan's cooking with gas. You got, heroes coming from out of the woodworks. But how do you genuinely feel about this game? I believe the spread is about 7.5. Niners in Seattle, Saturday, 5:30 p.m. Jake, your feelings going into it?
Well, we're not scoring 3 again. Bet the over on that. Over 3. Okay. I need Brian Robinson Jr. to get some carries.
You love that guy.
He's not being used, and we're going to need him because Christian McCaffrey can't run the ball between the tackles right now. We're not getting the blocking, and he doesn't have that step. And what happened to twin backs? Why is there no implementation of dual back sets, twin backs, split backs? Give me split backs, Niners. I need Brian Robinson Jr., but we need McCaffrey also to catch the ball. So can we please have something drawn up where McCaffrey's in the slot and Brian Robinson Jr. is in the backfield? We need that on offense.
Wow, very specific. You're going X's and O's.
Well, I said this at the beginning of the goddamn year, and Shanahan hasn't listened. Listen.
That's a weird take going into week playoff.
How's that a weird take? You have one of the best running backs in the league that doesn't play.
Tell you why it's a weird take?
Yeah.
Proof's in the pudding. This shit ain't gonna happen. So what's your next take?
Oh well, they lost. They didn't hardly had the ball, and they scored 3 points last game against the Seahawks. So this is my take.
So you think there's a realistic chance that Brian Robinson gets 10 carries next week?
I think you're an idiot not to give him the ball against the Seahawks when he had 1 carry for 6 yards last time they played him.
Let's actually talk about realistic stuff that might happen on Saturday. You think there's a chance?
Roll Purdy out. Give the ball to Brian Robinson. Get creative. Give Jake Tonjes some touches. Throw the ball to him.
Can I ask you, apparently...
What else do you want me to say, Artie?
Well, apparently as devil's advocate, let's pretend your game plan doesn't happen. Let's pretend Brian Robinson doesn't get 10 catches.
I just said other stuff.
Barely. What'd you say? So
you just cut me off.
No, I didn't. Let's hear what you wanted. What do you want to see?
Roll Purdy out, aside from Brian Robinson, okay, because he had no time last time when you dropped him back.
False narrative, okay.
Okay, so am I going to be able to say anything? Jake Tonjes is going to be playing for Kittle. Need to feed him. Okay, you're going to need to feed Juice. I wanted Juice to have more touches last time, too, when they played the Seahawks. It's on record. So draw something up where it's not just all trick plays and not just all predictable. We can't have McCaffrey up the gut anymore. That's not going to work against the Seahawks. We need to roll Purdy out, hit Tonjes, give Brian Robinson the ball, and those are my main takeaways on offense. On defense, Salah's a mastermind. He'll figure it out. Dude, momentum is, I think, on our side. Like I've said, it felt like we were playing with house money all year. And then all of a sudden against the Seahawks, the last time we played them, it was like, okay, if you win this game, then you're going to be at home with a bye. You're going to play at home for the rest of the season. And it didn't feel like house money anymore. And Shanahan, I think, kind of, got in that crazy head of his, and he was a head case again. So against the Eagles last week, it felt like house money again. And now it feels like house money again. So when our back's to the wall, I think we perform at our best. So I think there's a lot better chance than people are giving us. and that spread seems really high. I think either they do get blown out again or they win the game, so hammer the money line.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of my favorite things I heard original Humm Daddy Joe Starkey say, and you're piggybacking off of, is it really does feel like now the Niners are playing with house money. And
I'm piggybacking? Okay.
My God, the sensitivity of Jake is unreal.
Sensitivity of Artie is unbelievable.
Sorry. Okay, two Humm Daddies apparently agree on something in Jake and Joe, in that they're playing with some house money, and I happen to agree with the same thing, where it does feel really good for the Niners, and it feels like the best case scenario is exactly that. It's like I think the Niners have a better chance to win on Saturday, damn near, and like this is blasphemy to say, and I don't actually believe it when I say it out loud, but with the Kittle injury, it's like it just adds to the whole shit. It's just like we're just here and we're just gonna do our Niners thing. Y'all don't expect us to win, like we got all our players injured. We got our best linebacker injured, which we didn't talk about. Is there a chance Warner's playing? I don't think so, but maybe.
His practice window's open.
I know that's intense, but like anyway. So like, let's assume no Warner, no Bosa, no Kittle, no, you got all these guys injured, and it's like, like that's a narrative, that's a thing, and the Niners, they do thrive off that. We ain't expected to win. We're just out here grinding, and Shanahan's like, dude, I'm a genius. I'm about to put some plays in place where we're gonna deliver this, that, and the other. So we'll see what happens, but I don't know. It's gonna be a good
Great analysis, Marty. I appreciate it.
I'll just say this. I would either bet the Niners money line or I would bet the Seahawks to cover. I don't think this is gonna be
I like that take. Said that last night. I like that take.
I don't think it's gonna be a close Seahawks win. I think the Seahawks either totally dominate and the Niners are exposed.
Or you hammer that money line.
Well, here's the thing, and here's the number one reason. I told you last night, 2 words, either Seattle quarterback or Sam Darnold. Same thing. Sam Darnold would be the reason why you want to bet Niners money line. I know, but put it like this. That week 18 win in Santa Clara, that game was won despite Sam Darnold, not because of Sam Darnold. I mean, they should have won that game. The way that their defense was playing, if Sam Darnold was even slightly competent, they should have blown out the Niners in that game. And that game was pretty much close till the end. So if he plays like that again and the Niners are just somewhat competent on offense and they can somewhat go against Seattle's defense, then I could totally see the Niners win. Otherwise, if Darnold plays even halfway decent and their defense plays the same way it did in week 18, then I could see the Seahawks winning by a lot. I don't know about 7.5. That does seem like a lot, but I either see the Niners winning the game outright or the Seahawks covering the spread.
Agreed. And Zach, to your point, no Trent Williams last time they played the Seahawks, right?
Yep, 100%. And that makes a huge difference.
Yep.
If that guy's coming out there to trap music in the boombox, that makes a huge difference. I'm telling you. I pointed that shit out at the watch party. I'll point that shit out again if we're going to Ian's this Saturday. But yeah, that makes a huge difference. Trent Williams.
Where's the watch party on Saturday? Are we going to make Andrew have a party, or where's the party?
No, Ian's. It's on Ian's now.
Yeah, you didn't come to Andrew's. Now we're going to Ian's.
Yeah, it's clinic.
You should come, dude. It's in Martinez. It's not that far from you.
Yeah, it's like halfway for both of us.
No, exactly. No, Coach's clinic, bro. I missed half the game, bro.
Excuses.
I'm out here trying to be a good father to my daughter.
I'm hearing excuses.
We out here.
That's what's up.
Brentwood softball league got 1,600 mofos in there.
All right, gentlemen. Fantastic first show. We ran a little long, but we'll probably end up going about this long every time because topics be coming up. We're going to be doing the heat check every week. We're going to be doing the word every week. We're going to be doing our thizzle every week. Thank you for everybody that joined us up in the chat. Follow the YouTube channel at Humm Daddies. Follow the Instagram handle at Humm Daddies. Follow me on Twitter at Zach Sports, ZAK Sports. Art, what's your handle? I'll when I repost the
no
video.
Handle yet, baby. Next week we
no handle yet. No handle yet. We're working on Art's handle. But make sure you tune in. We're going to be doing this every week, Tuesday at 7 p.m. YouTube Live. Again, shout out to everybody that watched and viewed and jumped in the chat. Anything else, gentlemen? Otherwise, have a fantastic night.
Yeah, thanks to everyone in the chat. We appreciate the banter. And, yeah, we're going to come at you every Tuesday night live. So go Warriors, go Niners. That's it.
All right. Everybody put your hand in.
Bro. Hell of a night.
Art, put your hand in. Art, put your hand in.
Thank y'all for being in here.
Art, put your hand in.
Next week.
One.
Next week, dude.
Hey, heat check on 3. 1, 2, 3. Heat check.
Heat check.
Holla.